Prime Minister gives Christmas goodies to children, seniors and the poor. First Step Homes launched in Hamden Trelawney, and an update on housing assistance for Hurricane Sandy victims. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I am Samantha Allen. Some 800 children were treated by Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller last week when she hosted a treat at Vale Royal, her official residence. The children, mostly residents of homes of safety, were treated to food, music and rides. Mrs. Simpson Miller wished them a peaceful and holy Christmas, saying it was important for her to spend time with them.
That as little children, you could get together, make new friends, play, but most of all, I wanted to have children from all over here at Vale Royal.
The Prime Minister promised the children that next year's treat will be bigger and better. The Prime Minister also spread some Christmas cheer to senior citizens at another treat at Vale Royal. The seniors received gifts and rocked to some good old Christmas carols while sharing some special moments with the Prime Minister.
I pray God's blessings upon all of you, and I'm sure that you will have a peaceful, a holy, and a joyful Christmas. And I hope that next year, 2013, will be a better year for all of us.
Information Minister Senator Sandria Faulkner confirmed last week that many persons who lost their homes during Hurricane Sandy would get new units by Christmas Day. At the last Jamaica House briefing, Minister Faulkner disclosed that over 100 houses were in various stages of completion. It's anticipated that 250 of the 500 destroyed homes will be rebuilt by the end of the year. To help make that happen, Senator Faulkner said 8 JDF soldiers were still on the ground in St. Mary, assisting in the recovery efforts. She also revealed that the distribution of additional checks for repairs to homes that sustained damage started last week. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller made good on her promise to provide low-income earners with affordable housing solutions when she launched the First Step Homes program in Hamden Trelawney on Wednesday. The initiative is being spearheaded by the National Housing Trust with support from other government ministries and agencies, as well as Food for the Poor. First Step Homes is also a Jeep-fueled initiative which will build starter homes for low-income earners. At the launch, the Prime Minister reiterated her administration's commitment to getting more lands and houses into the hands of NHT contributors who earn up to $7,500 per week. In the meantime, Mrs. Simpson Miller handed over 73 serviced lots to sugar workers at Hamden Estates as part of a $451 million Hamden Heights development, which is part of the Sugar Workers Housing Program.
When twinned with the benefits offered by the First Step program, will help to make housing even more affordable for low-income workers in the sugar industry. I must emphasize that this is a starter housing unit, and beneficiaries will be required to complete the electrical work, including wiring, and install their kitchen fixtures and the fixtures and other amenities.
The Hamden Heights development will comprise 288 lots with areas allotted for recreational, commercial and social infrastructure. Each unit will cost approximately $1.1 million, excluding the cost of land and infrastructure. Cabinet has approved the introduction of policy standards for streetlights. Information Minister Senator Sandria Faulkner says the policy will outline the type and characteristics of streetlights to enable the use of the most energy-efficient and cost-effective units. According to Senator Faulkner, with over 93,000 streetlights across Jamaica, the government's electricity bill stands at $2.8 billion. She says implementing this policy will be supported by the requisite regulations and will result in significant savings on streetlight costs. Cabinet, meanwhile, has also authorized the exploration of feasible options for the introduction of light-emitting diode LED streetlights on a wide scale. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller recently held bilateral talks with the new Chilean ambassador to Jamaica, Eduardo Bonilla. During the meeting, Mrs. Simpson Miller was presented with an invitation to the first summit of the Community of Latin America and Caribbean States and the European Union. The conference is scheduled for January 27 and 28, 2013 in Santiago, Chile. The Prime Minister expressed her gratitude for the invitation and assured Jamaica's interest in participating. Meanwhile, Jamaica's 40-year friendship with Cuba was the focus of a visit paid on Mrs. Simpson Miller by a Cuban delegation led by Ambassador Yurigala Lopez. Ambassador Lopez was accompanied by representatives from the Cuban Institute of Friendship with the People. Mrs. Simpson Miller thanked the Cuban government for its continued support in the areas of health and education and expressed hope for deepened relations with Jamaica's neighbor. And that's it for this Christmas Eve edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for the latest out of the office of the Prime Minister.